Johnny's got some business.
Here we go.
He wants to discuss what?
I was gonna talk about
what the
how I upset that lady and made that mistake twice of saying like, oh, I guess we're broken up and not talking to her and stuff.
What the fuck?
But just there's a lot of stuff that happened last night, and
before you continue, I had this blocked off.
Oh man,
this is going to be a big chunk of today's show. People were going to send in pity donos and everything for.
Okay, yeah, that's the way to make him speak. He said, I was maybe going to talk about it, and then immediately when he said that, he didn't listen to another word Johnny said, and he's like, wait, but my show. I can't talk about how fun jail was anymore. I've already covered that. Johnny, I need you. I love Johnny. Yeah. Look at him. Does this look like a happy? He's happy doing this program. So Johnny is on the fence about talking about his relationship issues. Toe is in a Boys in the Hood shirt, which I actually kind of like better than anything else he's ever worn. But he's running out of shirts because he's running out of friends and has no more merch to wear. And the Toe, instead of being like, "Oh, no big deal, buddy. You don't have to talk about it," he's like, "Wait. You told me you were going to talk about this," thus forcing Johnny to talk about something he probably didn't want to talk about. But that's just what I took from it, listening a bit this morning. So let's press on.
Pity donos, no. Oh,
and yeah, that's what you. I'm sorry for pausing it again. That's what you want to hear. He's like, we were going to get pity donos for you. Why?
Wait a minute. What? Is this a prank?
No.
Am I being punked?
No.
You told me yesterday that you had relationship issues you wanted to discuss, and I called you and we talked about it for a little bit. And now, as we come up on the show and as I'm getting ready to introduce this segment, now you tell me, not really. It's like we were doing improv and I went, hey, I brought you a package. And you just go, no, you didn't. I'm like, wait, what?
So he's comparing his friend / co-host to being in an improv bit. Or they're doing a herald, if you will. And basically Johnny, even though he doesn't want to talk about something, is supposed to yes and him. And as a good co-host, you should often yes and, I agree with that, but not in this sense. Johnny's like, wait, that's not what I said.
Well, I mean, I said, not really. I don't want to talk about much of it. No worries. I'll see you tomorrow. Like when we talked yesterday, I told you I didn't want to talk about much of it. The simple gist is the first time that California girl.
I didn't want to talk about, I told you I didn't want to talk about much of it. Toe said, no worries. I'll see you tomorrow. But Toe, for some reason, went, wait, this was my whole plan for today. He's like, well, what, based off of what I told you, why would you make that your whole plan? Justice for Johnny.
Oh, wait. Before you start, remember, drag it out. It's a rich taffy.
Now he's giving him some
People
advice.
want this to be nice.
How to
they
tell
want
a
it
story.
Stretched out. Nice.
Well,
stretched out.
I met California girl.
No.
He just said, I told you I didn't really want to talk about it. I didn't have much to say. You said, no worries. I'll see you tomorrow. But I guess I'll talk about it, basically. And then Toe interrupts him and goes, and wait. Remember, this is how you broadcast. You want to stretch it out like taffy. I don't know if he has poor listening skills or it's like a coping mechanism. So he only said, so I guess he went, the girl from Johnny said, so I guess the girl from California. Then he goes, stop. Remember, stretch it out for the audience, for the listeners, like Taffy. Thank you for the broadcasting advice. You are so silly. Tozeldorf. God.
Oh, wait. I didn't say we had to go back to the beginning. So what's the deal?
Pleasing you.
What's the deal? Because I honestly, I went to bed and I slept the sleep of the saved last night because I went, you know how much fucking content I'm going to have on just Johnny just taking a stick and going for it today. Tomorrow. I'm so excited.
You mean after he told you he didn't have much to say and he didn't really want to talk about it? This is Yuto. It's a perfect example of you putting words in people's mouths. I talked to Keanu and I feel so much better. What from what I said would make you feel better? Look at Johnny's face. From what Johnny said, what would make you go to sleep going, I'm going to have so much content tomorrow from Johnny's failed relationship. He totally wants to talk about it. Stretch it out like Taffy. He literally just said, I told you I didn't want to really talk about it. I mean, it's peak, just no scruples, no self-awareness whatsoever. It's almost sad. Great shirt, Toe. All right.
And then you come in here and now I'm like, oh shit, I might have to do a show, which I have one ready, but I thought your thing was going to be way more fascinating than the shit I got.
Well, it could be, but I don't want to go into all of it because of there'd be some talking off air I'd have to do to explain all of it.
Sure.
I don't the simple gist that I'll say on air is that the first time that I said that she
Stretch
broke
it out
up with
like
me,
Taffy.
I had done that without speaking to her, and it kind of fucked her over and it upset her, and she's very upset with comments I had made on my show about like women and stuff.
The first time?
And yeah, the first time.
What'd you say about women?
Well,
What'd you say about women?
I was talking about how like we were talking about the strippers at the strip club, and the people in my show are like, Johnny, would ya? And I was like, yeah, they're all beautiful ladies. If they were actually interested, I wouldn't turn them down. And that upset her and made her feel like I was just, as she said, you're just dating me until a stripper says yes to you. And then so she got upset about that. I made that mistake. I rectified it. I bought her a plane ticket out. She came out. She hung out with me. She
look at therapist Aaron right here. Yeah, tell me more. Tell me more about what you don't want to talk about live on the air. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Hi, darling. Tell me more. Look at like Johnny looks like, I told you I really don't want to talk about this.
Told her I was gonna do better, and by that I meant I was gonna be more open about being in a relationship and stuff like that. But I wasn't discussing much about her, like saying, "Oh, she's really beautiful," and this, that, and the other, because I wasn't trying to give the chat too much info on her. People already said they're gonna find out.
I'm gonna jump in when I don't know things and I need things clarified. You're saying that your lady out in California wanted you to talk about her more on the show?
Is she
out?
Okay, now he's yelling. Now he's going to try and... Look at him. Look at him. I mean, listen, I love The Office. Michael's, like, God, Steve Carell is not actually like Michael Scott. Okay? Zero self-awareness. Just gets everything wrong. Look how he's sitting. So I'm going to be your California girl relationship guide. No, wait. I'm going to pause you. Even when you're stretching this out like Taffy for my audience so we can get pity money. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Kiki Bucks. No, from what you're telling me, because I never listened to you, so I have to hear it 1,000 times. She said, what? And now he's going to yell and make a joke.
She out of her fucking mind? Does she have any idea who listens to this show and what they do?
Look at Johnny.
Motherfucker, do you want to die? You want to get shot by a real motherfucker?
Well, at any rate, so
he looks miserable. Asked him a question, didn't let him answer, and then started screaming. And he brings it back to him. It's never about Johnny. Johnny, you have an open invitation. I'd love to have you back on the show. We will unpack this and I will listen. Or else you can still come back on the show. And if you tell me you don't want to talk about it, guess what? I won't bring it up. See how that works?
we made up.
No, wait, no, I'm legit asking. Like, does she want you to talk about her more?
I'm not sure because
this is something you should clear up.
Well, that's the thing. I thought we were on the same page of like, I don't really talk about you much on the show because I don't want them like looking for you. And she was always like, yeah, I don't really have an online like profile, so that good luck finding me.
Yeah, may I interrupt? Don't say that. Good luck finding me. They take that as a challenge.
Okay, then this is the toe saying, bringing it back to himself and his own life experiences, because he's going to say, oh, all these ladies say that I'm a narcissist and blah, blah, blah. Maybe you are, toe. All right. He's like, oh, don't. The woman said, if you listen to Crutches, Johnny Crutches, he said, I'm not really worried about anybody finding me. I don't have an online presence. He went, whoa, 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 whoa. They'll find you. It's like a challenge to these people. No, Toe, you just can't shut your mouth. Like, she's like, I don't have a Facebook or a whatever. That's all. I do not understand this relationship whatsoever.
No good luck finding me. You need to talk to her and you need to set her straight on the fact that we do ourselves a fine show here, and there's a lot of people that we anger and make very mad, and their entire life is about us, which is an honor if you're me, not an honor if you're her. Okay, so
he always just brings it back to him. I do agree with that. There are shows, and it is a bout of mental illness. There are shows that are just dedicated to talking about Toe, but sometimes you do have to talk about it. But I knew him, all right. But there are shows dedicated to it, and that is some sort of strange mental illness. So I do agree with that. But Johnny's not talking about you right now, Toe.
Mid-watch, Officer Debbie, pretty good. Drunk stop, go. No, so she wants you to talk about her more.
Well, no, she was upset when I was talking about other women and I wasn't talking about her the same way. And like I said, she came out, we spent time together.
Checking the chat.
Did you tell her it's because those strippers aren't real people and it doesn't matter if people dox them or confront them?
If I were to say that.
Well, that was in poor taste, Toe. Look at him. He made the same face as he did when he was like, boy, didn't do too bad, did he? Johnny hasn't cracked a smile once. He's not listening. You want to talk to it? Maybe he'd feel comfortable talking on the air about his relationship issues if you actually fucking listen to the guy. But you bring it back to you. You bring it into some weird inside joke about you. Not a psychologist, but I I'm a cat behavioralist. I'm not. But I mean, that's pretty narcissistic. But God, who could fall in love with that reflection in the mirror? I have no idea.
She would say something along the lines of, how can you treat women like that and say you respect me? And how can you say that about women and say you respect me? You have a daughter. What's going to happen when she sees this or show? Or
I hope she doesn't become a stripper, right? That's what you should tell her.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Johnny
Because those
chuckled.
people are broken.
But yeah, so fast forwarding after that, the trip was great. But I had when I was dropping her off, I guess, like, she was clutching my arm because we were going to be separated, and I asked her to stop touching my arm because I use it to.
This is where I will probably end it, because it is so unbelievable, so unself-aware, so I was gobsmacked when I heard this. As you all probably know, Johnny Crutches has MS, right? That's a terrible, terrible thing to have. Terrible disease to have. Yes? Toe knows this wholeheartedly. So Johnny is saying, so when the lady did come to visit, and I guess he was driving her to the airport or what have you. She was clutching his arm because they were going to leave each other. And Johnny has a, chronic, debilitating, painful disease. Toe's like, forgets all of that and says something so fucking stupid. And Johnny's like, no, I didn't tell her to get off me. You realize, like, I have some physical issues. But Toe doesn't realize that. Good friend. He loves Johnny, but he didn't even think of that. Oh, this is just so bizarre. It's vomit inducing.
That the trip was great. But I had when I was dropping her off, I guess, like, she was clutching my arm because we were going to be separated, and I asked her to stop touching my arm because I use it to drive, and I was driving in the cities, and she
Wait,
took
hold
that
on.
as me snapping at her.
No,
and
I need to stop again. You're driving, and she's holding onto your arm.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. This could, like, your driving experience is probably a million times different than mine. You can't drive with the one arm?
Okay, so he does know. He's like, so he knows wholehearted. See, and I just watched this morning. He does know what he's saying. He's saying, your driving experience, you cripple, is probably way different than mine. But you can't drive with the one arm like me, like the cool Toe. Look at Johnny's face. He's like, what don't you get? Your driving experience is probably way different than mine, but you can't drive with one arm. You're just not a nice person, Toe. What are you doing? He didn't even want to talk about this. He said one small thing, and now you're going to shame him? Like, what? It's like what kind of nerd bullies like this? Oh, Tozeldorf, stop. You're killing us. You're killing us.
No, because the arm.
I don't know. This could, like, she's holding onto your arm.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know. This could, like, your driving experience is probably a million times different than mine. You can't drive with the one arm?
No, because the arm that she was grabbing is the one that I have to use to help control my legs.
Oh, yeah, that's important. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I figured it was something like that. Because, like,
no, because the one arm that I'm using is the one that I have to use to control my legs. And then Toe responds with, Oh, yeah, I did figure it was something like that. Then why say such a thing? You can't drive with one arm like me, riding dirty. Oh, I can't stand it. It's horrible. God, it's like I fucking
I can I'll drive a lot with one hand and hold the gal's hand with the other hand because I'm a hopeless romantic. But yeah, you and I have different driving experiences.
Yeah, I use both feet to operate.
So now you're shaming him. Well, yeah, lucky me. I'm the big toe, and I'm Ryan Gosling, and I can it's basically like The Notebook. Every single time I'm in the car with a lady, I can have one hand on the wheel and one hand, just finger blasting her in the passenger seat. But you can't do that because you have a debilitating disease, right? Stop it. I mean, he puts his toe in his mouth every time. This was the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life. God. Oh, my God.
The pedals. My left foot can move on.
I'm a hopeless romantic.
You're a hopeless romantic.
But
You're
yeah,
just
you
hopeless.
and I have different driving experiences.
Yeah, I use both feet to operate the pedals. My left foot can move on and off the brake just fine. My right foot can move onto the gas just fine. But if I got to pull it off real quick, I have to use my arm and my hand to literally yank my foot off the gas.
Damn.
So it's not a big deal. It's not really hard. But again, when you're driving in the cities in kind of midday packed traffic, you're kind of focused on not hitting anybody and stuff like that. So
it's a big part of driving.
Right. So I just I inadvertently did a lot of things that hurt her that she kind of brushed under and didn't say to me, so I didn't know that. And then when I went last week, I did a show and I was talking about Jesus, I don't even remember what I was talking. Oh wait, yeah, I remember. A streamer named Digger420.
Who now?
Check her out on YouTube, Digger420.
Digger420.
A streamer named Digger420, smaller channel than mine. She's been in my chat. I didn't even know it was a she at first. And she dropped kind of like a I can smoke you out kind of gauntlet, like let's go.
Smoke you out.
So I accepted
this
that
is
challenge.
A weed smoking thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Molly
I was very flirty and made references to my dick.
Is that a weed? Is that marijuana?
And because of all of that, she's like, "Oh, so you're just gonna meet up with this chick and you're gonna smoke weed with her?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "You said it had to be in person." And like, I don't even remember what I said.
Time out.
Yep.
Time out.
Time out.
Tell
me how you can't.
I just want to point out how we as men retell our stories about women, and I'm not shitting on you because I do the same thing. It's like the part that upsets them, we gloss over, and that's only going to make them more upset. Like you're like, yeah, she said I was like flirting with her, and
that's not just women, Toe. You don't listen to anyone. You gloss over. He literally told you last night in his own words. He didn't even want to talk about this. Now he's started to open up and talk about it. You got him to talk about it, even though he didn't want to. And you're going to be like, yeah, as manly men, we don't listen to bitches. Do we? Gloss over what they're upset about, and we bring it back to the toe. Poor listening skills. Very poor listening skills. Oh, to be a fly on the wall when he was in jail. The officers loved me. I could walk into life thinking no one likes me whatsoever. And I think that's a healthy thing to do. I think I have a healthy level of self-hatred. He has a debilitating level of self-confidence. That mugshot, I look great. I'm gobsmacked. I'm speechless.
Same thing. It's like the part that upsets them, we gloss over, and that's only going to make them more upset. Like, you're like, yeah, she said I was like flirting with her and talking about my dick. Whatever. Anyway, look, like, I mean, to a woman talking about your dick around another woman they get possessive about that kind of thing.
Is that what he said?
Well, at any rate, like, I don't remember if I said that or not. I'd have to literally go back and watch my show. But I told her that I was like, if I said that, I misspoke. We're not meeting up in person. I don't know who this person is. And she's like, oh, you're just gonna meet this chick to have to smoke up with and hook up with, like, and I'm like, no, there was no.
That's a good point. No, he made Jail Carrara. I like to see a new name in the chat. Welcome. He made Jail sound like waiting to ride Space Mountain with Fruit Loops. No, he literally said it was like a hotel that you're not allowed to leave until checkout. But Jail was just like a hotel. I thought of some songs. Brooks brought me a book on the book cart. It's a Shawshank Redemption reference. And everybody loved me there. Everybody loved me in Jail. This is just not the way that you act. It's just weird. Oh, God. So let's get back to him. King. And poor Johnny. Love you, Johnny. You're welcome on this show anytime. We'll dish. He's like, fuck you, Kiki.
No hooking up ever intended. And I didn't even know she was a woman at first.
And may I say, God bless her for thinking that you can just meet someone and fuck them. I mean, that's got to be kind of you got to look at that as a little bit of an ego boost. The fact that this chick looks at you and goes, if he even gets around a girl, he's going to be able to fuck her. Like, that's the weird thing about women is they kind of forget when they get jealous that having sex with someone is a two-way street. And
you know nothing about women. This is why you are divorced twice. You don't know anything about men. You don't know anything about people, Aaron. You have no idea about the human experience because in your brain, it's just another win for the toe. And all you do is lose. You have no idea how to relate to people. That's the thing about chicks, right? Boning them is a two-way street. God. Toe. Please, Toe. Do better. I at this point, it's so sad. I'm fucking rooting for you to be better. Would you please be better? I can't. I don't want to do this. It shatters my soul. And for Johnny, this shatters my fucking soul. The
other person has to want to too. They just assume that everybody's going to want to fuck your man, that Johnny's Mr. Steal Your Girl, and that if you meet up with this girl and start smoking, you're going to stick your dick in her. I find that very funny.
I'm just saying, the point is she was very hurt about that stuff. So she was being very cold to me and saying she didn't want to talk. I was giving her space, and that was
Do you see there how it's the same thing like when he sent the picture to Gino, right? He's trying to bro out with people that have no interest in broing out with him. He's like, yeah, dude, so she's upset. That's cool. The chick's upset because if you smoke with this other girl, California girl is going to think that you're going to stick your dick in her, right? Johnny looks down and is like, anyway, the point is, stop trying to bro out with people. Stop. You know what? Just stop trying to have any human connection whatsoever. You're not good at it. You're weird or something. You can do better. Focus on, family, listening. Quit trying to bro out with people that don't want to bro out with you.
Apparently the wrong thing to do. I was supposed to call her and find out what was wrong. And So
look, he's
she
acting
got
interested.
upset
He's
with
like
me again and texted me saying that she didn't think it was going to work out and she wanted to
he's
pull the
thinking about
plug.
the
And I told
goal.
her I didn't want to cancel our plans and
Chat check.
everything. And she's like, I don't either, but this doesn't seem like it's going to work. And so when she said the pull the plug thing, I assumed we were done. And I made that assumption again on Sunday without talking to her. And she got really, really upset with me, which led to a tirade of phone calls where she informed me that I'm a liar and a jerk.
Time out. Can I guess? Did she use the word narcissist?
Back to him.
They all do. Okay, that's coming. Don't worry.
Back to him. Let's bring it back to me. So he feigned interest like this. Oh. Chat. What are they saying? Goal, 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 goal. Then he heard 2 words. He went, whoa, 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 whoa. Did she say narcissist? All these bitches say that. He was like, no, she didn't say that. Oh, okay. Because that's, in my experience, that's what they all say. Let me get back to acting like I give a fuck about you. Oh, Toe, be better. I really want you to be better. Please.
Well, she said I was a liar and a jerk and all this other stuff. And she kept calling me to berate me. And no matter how much I apologized,
how's your hair?
She didn't believe it. What? Oh, yeah.
See, she called to berate you.
Oh,
but yeah, so that all kept going. And
you didn't like that. You didn't like that, Joe.
She kept calling you back to berate me. And Johnny is looking down. His physicality is very, you really didn't want to talk about this. This is kind of a hard thing for me. You already shamed me for not being able to drive with one hand, Mr. Romance. And then he goes, oh, wait, how's your hair? Right, guys? Right, guys? He went, oh, I get it. Anyway. Stop! It's like a fucking car crash.
No, I did. It's just
I know you're focused. I'm trying to knock you off your game. I'm being an ass. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, so we were texting and we were talking and arguing in circles for hours. I kept apologizing, but according to her, I have to do a sincere apology, which means like not talking about women on.
Toe's like, sincerity? What is that? I've never. What is being sincere mean? Is that something? If you're sincere, does it help the goal? What is being sincere? What is this word you speak of?
My show, because the last show that she was upset with, I talked about the girl that's going to be on Dancing with the Stars with an ankle bracelet, and I showed her like,
oh my god, can you give me her name and phone number? It sounds like my dream girl.
Oh, there's a joke I want to make.
I know, I get it, I understand.
Anyways,
okay, maybe he got a little bit of a.
I was talking about her. I put her picture up and I read the story, and I'm used to my chat being full of thirsty dudes. So when I went back to the chat, I actually mentioned how I was surprised that nobody made any thirsty dude comments, and apparently, and then after that, we got talking about. At some point, we got talking about cheesecake, and I mentioned how I used to make cheesecakes. And then I made some comment about how I should make cheesecakes and when I work at Fat Jack's to give them to the strippers so they'll rub their titties on me for
now.
Is
this were you talking to Digger 420 about this? Or
no, I was just talking to my chat and my show about this. This was me talking.
That was the most interesting thing of the entire thing. He's like, wait, so what chatter were you talking to about it? He literally said he used to make cheesecakes and bring them to the strippers so that they would rub. Good on you, Johnny. So that they would rub their breasts on him. I would, you know what? Since he's talking about it, Toe, I would delve more into that. Why don't you tell me about that? Did the strippers like, the New York or Chicago cheesecake better? Did they like a plain cheesecake? Did they like a graham cracker crust? How about a flavored cheesecake? A strawberry cheesecake? Tell me more about that. And he's like, wait, but what did the chat say? I can't. I can't do it. I just can't. But I can and I will.
Looking out my ass.
Okay.
About how I used to make cheesecakes.
So far, here's my diagnosis.
That's something.
So far. And this
that's
is
something I did not know about Johnny. I love that he made cheesecakes.
I mean, who am I? But this is not a judgment of anyone. This is just an observation. Number one, I think if you're going to do a long distance thing, you need to be very secure in yourself and the other person. And this person seems like they're being, I'm not going to say they are.
How can he be secure if you're literally shaming him for not being able to drive with one hand? You shamed him for that earlier. He's like, well, I can't drive with one arm, Aaron, because I have MS and I have to be able to move my leg with my other arm. You do realize that, right? Are you telling him to be secure or her? He didn't listen to a fucking word he said. And also, I want to know, Johnny Crutches, please come do a cooking with Kiki with me. We will make cheesecakes. I would love that. I would love it. And I'll listen to you. I will listen to you.
They seem like they're being very insecure. When you have a significant other and you're also a public performer, you can't just shut off one half of the population, which is women, and never talk about them or never talk to them. I mean, it has to happen. You can't change who you are as an entertainer.
Relationship advice from twice divorced toe. The divorce signature wasn't on the fucking paper from April, wasn't even dry before he got with an ex slam piece. You're welcome for that nickname, by the way. Why would he listen to you? You were just in jail for relationship advice from the person that got kicked out of the polycule. Yes, you couldn't even get 3 people to even like you a little bit. Why would he listen to you? You were just in jail. You were like, I fell in love with Kayla. Boy, didn't do too bad, did he? Those words will haunt him for the rest of his life. Then he spent the best day in jail ever. And that happened last week. And he's giving, also, whatever fan sends us these pens. I love them. It's a little workman. Whee! You just got out of jail for revenge porning a woman live on the air. Why would you give Johnny advice? I can't do it, Toe. Please. Johnny, you deserve better.
Just because this person doesn't like it if you say Digger 420 or whatever.
He's bringing up his
I
chat
feel like
again.
She's being oversensitive. I feel like she's reading a lot of her insecurity into the stuff you do. If this Digger 420 is a fan and you guys want to talk a little shit, that's fine. Also, but at the same time, if she feels disrespected, I mean, you do have to take that into consideration.
Yeah. You don't take that in consideration ever. How about it's very disrespectful to send a nude photo to somebody live on the air?
It seems like she's using the "we're done" thing as like a manipulation. Like if you're done, then be done. If you're not, she's
pulling the plug, but she's saying that because she wants me, I guess, to call and fix it. And when I interpret that as being done without talking to her, that was me being disrespectful.
No, what that is you don't want to be manipulated by the, pulling the plug. Like that's someone trying to gain control and the upper hand in an argument or discussion instead of dealing as equals. If you go, Well, then we'll pull the plug. Now, okay, you've pulled back your affection, you've pulled back your love, whatever you want to call it. Now you want that other person to call you so that you can then meter out that love back to them a little bit because, you're hitting the feed pedal for the hamster because they're doing the thing that you want them to do. That's
it's not making any sense. I don't know. I think he just compared a relationship with a woman to a hamster. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the tell. Google Aaron, misogynist, racist, revenge porner. Not good. Not a win. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Yeah. Johnny looks like he's not heeding the toes advice.
kind of gross. I don't like that. Instead, what you have to do is
she was also saying, like, not to interrupt you, but she's also saying it wasn't just that I was talking about these people. She's saying you'd light up when you talk about them and or whatever, and you don't light up like that when you talk about me. And it's like I don't really talk about you on the show other than mentioning like a couple of times since like the week she spent here. I've been very active to mention like, oh, I have a girlfriend and oh, I'm in a relationship. But and so like I've been making sure like, oh, would you? I'd be like, I mean, yeah, I would, but I'm in a relationship right now.
At Aaron, he is not listening, and he's actually saying something here right now. He's saying something like it being able to speak. Aaron is, I don't know what the fuck he's looking at. The chat. I don't know. I'm looking over his. I'm not even going to make an evil joke. But look at him, not listening at all. I don't know. Maybe he's trying to book another appointment at the mall to get another spray painted shirt. I don't know. Now Johnny's opening up. He's not listening at all.
Like, so
look at him.
I don't know.
Now he's
I wanted mostly to come out here and just prostrate myself and say I did everything wrong and it was all my fault. No, hold on. Let me finish. I wanted to do that, Johnny. And I was planning to do that, but then she kept arguing in circles with me.
Yeah, I don't.
And my daughter started crying to see me. My daughter started crying to see Daddy. She hadn't seen Daddy for 2 days. She wanted to come downstairs and see Daddy. So I told her, I was like, look, I'm not trying to end this, but my daughter's crying to see me. I want to go see my daughter and spend time with my daughter. And the last time that we had this cyclical argument stuff, when I did
That's nice. Johnny Crutches is a good man. I feel Toe Moore uses his children. He never posted about his kids before he was in some weird shit. Now it's like, look, I'm a great father. Look, they love it. Singing karaoke together. Tozeldorf, you'll do better. I honestly, I'm trying to root for you now. Just be better. Be better.
I have to go see my daughter. And I stopped talking to her. She just kept texting. And so I sat there texting with her because my phone kept going off. My daughter literally got completely disinterested in being around me and left. Like she was sad. So I didn't want to do that again this time. Worse. So when I told her, like, I have to go talk to my daughter, she goes, oh, yes, because I'm not a priority. And I went,
oh, fuck you.
Yeah, no, that was an anger part for me. When I went, my daughter's crying to see me. I need to spend time with my daughter. I've got to go. And like, yeah, because I'm not a priority. And I'm like, so I hung up the phone and I thought about it for a second and then I blocked her just so I wouldn't have to have the phone go off while I was hanging out with my daughter. Right. She called on a restricted number. And I answered and it was her. And she's like, oh, so you did block me. So then she kept calling me last night on a restricted number, arguing with me again, continually telling me I'm a piece of shit and
that's not good.
I treat women like shit and I shouldn't expect to ever meet a decent woman if that's how I'm going to behave on my show.
And then you said wrong number. This is Johnny, not Aaron. Wrong steel token.
And she kept saying I was, I hurt her and
wrong number. This is Johnny, not Aaron. Yes, exactly. Because that's honestly, I can't watch anymore. It was enough. that was enough for me to watch today. But it happened this morning, so I thought I'd show you.